high hopes about your retirement years, the dreams, the goals, the desires, but in order to find success, you need a clear vision. So joining me now is Mike Douglas, the president of LifePlan Financial Design, a Lansing area firm that focuses on preparing people for successful retirement. And Mike, you're also a podcast host, getting some big names. Yes. Welcome back into Studio 10.
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
Yes. So we're talking a lot about vision today. And I know it's kind of obvious, but vision is so important. And why is that so critical, especially for retirement?
Well, without a vision of where you want to go and what you want to do, you'll never most likely make it there. You have to know what you want life to look like in order to determine the steps it takes to get there. So I always say, like, if you're going on a road trip and you want to go to Florida, you don't just drive south. You put in a destination in your GPS or in your car or whatever, and then it gives you all the little steps it takes to get there. But it can't give you that unless it knows where you want to end up. Vision for retirees is what I want life to look like. It's, do I want to travel? Do I want to spend time with family? Do I want to see the world? Do I just want to go up north in the summers and down south in the winters? Whatever it is. Yeah. That is the vision, and everybody's family is different. So the vision gives us the, what tells us the story that we need to write before that. So if someone says, I want my life to look like this, then we need to make these steps happen to get you there. So vision is the foundation of your whole retirement.
Right. So once you have that vision, so in order to capture this vision that we're talking about and make it that reality, what do retirees need to do? What's that first step?
Well, they need to have an understanding of the journey, because if we say, I want a snowbird, okay, great. Does that change your expenses? Does that change how much now I've got potentially expenses down there and up here? How do I make those things work? How does the market shifting or different things around the world affect my ability to pull from my investments to live that life? So we just need to understand that the dream, the vision, the goals are very doable, it's very accomplishable, as long as there's an actionable plan that gets you there. You can't just leave it to chance and say, I hope it works out. Nobody wants to live in hope. They want to live in confidence. And so hope is a good thing, but it will be shored up with a confident plan.
As for those dreams, vacations, presents, surprises, we all like a surprise in life. The good ones.
The good surprises, yeah.
So how can we accomplish those?
Well, it really comes down to having conversations, right? So in the same way that if we sit down and we talk finances, we both grow, we both help each other get where we want to go. You need to sit down. If your goal is a certain retirement life, sit down and have conversations with someone who knows how to get you there. If I was climbing Mount Everest, right, and my goal is to make it up and down the right way, right, I want someone who climbs Mount Everest all the time. I want someone who's a Sherpa, who's a guide, who's established and trained and developed in that particular mountain. In the world of finance, there's a lot of different things you do. There are people who work with 20 and 30-year-olds, and that's good. It's important to train our next generation. There are people who work with those in your 401ks. I'll help manage your 401k while you're there, and that's great too. But there's a different strategy and skill set that's required for those who are retiring. Once you get to 50 or 55, it's not about chasing the market for the greatest wins. It's about building stability so that you don't lose everything. Because now when I retire, I have to live off of it. So it's less about being the fastest horse and more about being a stable, steady, consistent, reliable horse. And so that's why we say, well, you need to have those conversations with someone who works in this world, because there's so many different worlds of money and they're all good. Just where are you and your family? Make a plan, have those conversations with someone who lives right there.
Yeah, and I know we were talking a little bit about surprises, and of course Uncle Sam might crash those visions. He might be a surprise. Yes. So how can we attack our taxes?
Taxes are an interesting thing because they're part of the game. They're part of life. And I always say our tax system is kind of like playing a game of Monopoly. There are rules to the game. Yes. And the rules can either debilitate you or they can empower you. As long as you play by the rules, you can play to win. You can't avoid the rules. You can't cheat the rules. But if you know them, you can maximize your opportunity. So again, having those conversations with someone who lives in the space of taxes, who really enjoys those conversations, which there's very few people who enjoy conversations about taxes. But if we can know the rules, we can play to win. So we can plan for those community chance cards or the chance cards or the luxury tax or all those different things. We can plan for them in a way that says, you know what? They're not going to hurt our family. They're actually going to empower us. Not that we want to pay more than we have to in taxes, but let's just make sure that we play to win.
I like that. Well, thank you so much for that. And of course, for you at home, if you want to learn more about your dreams becoming a reality, Mike has a great offer for you. So right now, For the first 5 callers with savings of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary full-blown retirement plan just for you. So this is going to allow Mike and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. A game plan to get you where you need to be. So the number to call is 517-200-3330. Again, that's 517-200-3330. And thanks again for all of this great advice, Mike.
Thanks for having me.